I'm Felicia.
And I'm Ian.
And we are the Paranormal Lovers.
Hello, paranormal dudes, dudettes, and dudays. Welcome back to another episode of the Paranormal Lovers.
Hey guys.
Hey guys.
Thanks for joining us for another episode. Week 52.
Number 52, 1 year episode.
1 year episode. Holy crap. Yes, I am in my pajamas because I just got home from work and I do not care.
Yeah, we're kind of, our recording times are getting messed up because people are sick. And
Yeah, our babysitter, my wonderful mother-in-law, she's got the crud.
So I think next Friday we're going to do the, like a live stream for our anniversary.
We're going to try. Fingers crossed, y'all. Lord have mercy.
Mm-hmm. It's been a rough one.
It's definitely been a rough one.
Between Christmas and everything.
Yeah.
It was a good Christmas, though. It was just really busy.
But you know what? It's also December 31st, and this is the last day of 2023.
Yeah.
Thank all the fucking gods, because I'm over it.
New Year's Eve recording.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Happy New
no,
Year's.
we will not be staying up until 12 o'clock. Our asses will be asleep by 10 p.m.
Yeah. I just went to the climbing gym, so I'm going to be asleep probably.
Yeah, and I just slung out some pizzas on New Year's Eve, so I am tired.
But I hope you guys have a good one.
Yes, y'all have a good New Year's Eve. Don't drink and drive.
Yeah.
Stay
if you
safe.
do, call me, and I'll come get you.
Just get an Uber, call a friend, call a taxi.
Yeah.
Like, we even have taxis in this cruddy little town that we live in.
Call somebody. It's really easy.
Call somebody, and if you can't afford to call a taxi to take your ass home, then you can't afford to go out drinking.
Yep.
Period.
Stay at the house.
Like, I don't drink and drive. I have a husband, so.
We have, video calls and stuff, so stay at the house.
Yep. Watch, Ryan Seacrest. Is he still doing the New Year's Rockin' Eve?
Yep.
No longer with Dick Clark?
Yep.
Oh, it's terrible. We'll be able to enjoy it some year.
We will.
All right. What'd you love about this week?
This week, I loved Christmas in general. Got some really cool stuff.
We did. I got a Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
Y'all.
We've been playing the crap out of Mario.
Oh, yeah. We got Mario Wonder.
Yeah, Mario Wonder.
And it's been so much fun. It's so nostalgic.
It's fun. It's trippy.
Like, I just
really
realized I realized a while ago that, 2024 will be 20 years since I graduated high school.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yeah, give me some Mario Bros.
Mario's even older than that.
Oh, I know. It's very, very old, but
it's crazy.
It's kind of a part of my childhood, so I'm like, give me that, because
Sure.
I wish I could go back to high school. Do
Yeah.
it all over again, knowing what I know now.
Right.
But I can't. I'm here.
What did you love about this week, baby?
Sorry, y'all. Also Christmas. There was something else I loved about this week, but now I can't remember.
You like seeing the people we saw last night?
I did enjoy seeing the friends until our power went out because some jackass truck driver decided to come through our neighborhood instead of just going down the road so he could hit the big road to hit the interstate.
Yeah, we had some friends come over last night. We were all sitting there eating dinner and having a good time, and this truck driver came around our neighborhood and just clipped the power line and the internet line and everything, and it was just like, pew.
Yeah, and of course, our kid is afraid of the dark.
Yeah, she
so
starts
the power goes out, so
wailing.
she starts going like, ah, 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 and I'm like, girl, chill. I'm right here. I got you. Calm down.
You have
calm down.
You have 8 people right here around you.
Right. You're right there with your best friend. Calm down.
She's so crazy.
She is crazy, but yeah, it was a good weekend.
Yeah.
It was a really good weekend. We did a lot of running yesterday.
Yeah.
But thank goodness the holidays are over.
They are, yeah.
Now we just have your people and all your damn birthdays that come the first 3 months of the year.
January, February, March.
Like, and if my mother was still alive, it'd be April.
And then you got like Mother's Day, Father's Day,
Yeah, like, jeez,
Valentine's Day.
It's a lot. 4th of July, like, yeah.
It just keeps going through the whole year.
It does. It never ends.
Nope.
It never ends. Thank goodness we only got one kid, though.
But it's good to have peoples to do all that stuff for.
It is. It is. Sometimes, you just want to take a break.
Yeah.
Just breathe.
We have 1 month, I think. I think it's April.
Yeah, and we're going somewhere on spring break, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
We stay busy, guys. Like,
yeah, we do.
We stay really busy.
We have a lot of people that we celebrate, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, because we have 2 birthdays in February, and then one in May.
Mm-hmm.
And then August and November. Anyways, what do you got for us today, babe?
Okay, so episode 52, our year anniversary episode. I wanted to really dive in and do a good one because it was our year episode. And it fell on a ghost for my rotation. I try to rotate out, like, I try to do UFO, a cryptid, and then a ghost. And this one fell on a ghost. So, today is going to be episode 52, part 1.
Oh, shit.
Of Blackbeard's ghost.
Yeah!
Cause
sorry, y'all.
it's kind of a North Carolina thing
yes.
too. Teach's Hole, the legend of, Teach's Hole on the coast. It's a spot where Blackbeard's ghost roam.
I love it so much. Blackbeard's like hands down my favorite pirate ever. I love that man. And just an FYI, if you guys haven't noticed, we've switched up the way that we are doing the episodes since I have so much more responsibility with work and whatnot now. We have switched to doing every other week. We're each going to do an episode, so it gives us both 2 weeks of time to do research.
So I'm going to do one this time and then probably 2 weeks later.
Yeah, you'll do part 2.
It might even stretch to part 3. I don't know.
Bring it. The 3-parter of the pirates. Are you kidding me?
I mean, it's Blackbeard.
It's Blackbeard.
he's so famous, man.
He's so famous.
Okay, so let's get into this. We're covering the ghost of Edward Teach, a.k.a. Blackbeard's ghost. Specifically, Teach's Hole and the ghost of Edward Teach. Edward Teach was born around 1680 in Bristol, England, presumably. Records show that he mostly used the name Edward Thatch, like T-H-A-T-C-H. Several spellings of his surname exist. Thatch, Thack, 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 Tack, Thack.
Lots of variations of Thack.
Yeah, it's the first one's T-H-A-T-C-H. Second one's T-H-A-C-H. The third one's T-H-A-C-H-E. Second one's T-H-A-C-K. And so on and so on. Like, he just spelled it different every time he got somewhere else, you know?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he's a pirate.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't have, like, people tracking you down, so you just spell it differently. One source also claims he used the name Drummond.
Drummond?
Drummond.
That's random.
Teach's real name may never be known, seeing as how pirates during these times often used surnames, so not to tarnish their family name. So he didn't want, like...
Listen, pirates live by a code.
Right.
Okay, they have codes. They follow them.
Yep. The 17th century rise of Britain's American colonies and the rapid 18th century expansion of the Atlantic slave trade had made Bristol an important international seaport, and Teach was raised in what was the second largest city in England, so Bristol, England.
Nice. I wonder if Bristol, Tennessee is named after Bristol, England.
Probably.
Because they're always like, oh, this reminds me of home. Let me name it after me.
Yeah, they did that to everything on the East Coast.
Yeah.
And it's kind of the same with the West Coast with all the Spanish.
Yeah, all the Spanish conquistadors out there naming things after home.
Yeah. Teach seemed to have come from a wealthy family and could read and also write. He was thought to have arrived in the Caribbean in the later years of the 17th century. I'd want to go there too. Like the waters down there. Oh my God, that's my happy place, y'all. Is the Caribbean.
You said the 17th century.
17th century.
So the 1600s.
Yeah, the later years of it. Yeah.
I wonder if it was getting colonized by then.
Probably, yeah.
Oh well, yeah. If he went there from England,
yeah.
Duh.
Yeah, he went with colonizers and slave traders.
Send me back about 600 more years when it's just the people.
Right. He was working at the time as a sailor on a merchant ship, possibly a slave ship. 18th century author Charles Johnson claimed that Teach was a sailor operating from Jamaica on privateer ships during the War of the Spanish Succession. And that he had disgusted himself for his uncommon boldness, he had distinguished himself
It's kind of confusing.
for his uncommon boldness and personal courage. It's unknown at what point Teach began fighting in the war. Most records of Teach's journeys are unknown before his life as a pirate, which is its history of... Oh, hold on, I messed my notes up. Dang it.
He got a new computer. It's a little touchy.
Yeah, it is. With its history of colonialism, trade, and piracy, the West Indies was the setting for many 17th and 18th century maritime incidents. So, like, this was the place to be as a pirate.
Maritime incidents, you say?
Yeah, incidents.
Mm-hmm.
The privateer turned pirate Henry Jennings and his followers decided early in the 18th century, so now you're in the 1700s, to use the uninhabited island of New Providence as a base for their operations, since it was within easy reach of the Florida Strait and its busy shipping lanes, which were filled with European vessels crossing the Atlantic. New Providence's harbor could easily accommodate hundreds of ships, but was too shallow for the Royal Navy's larger vessels. So all these, like, pirate guys would conjure in this one city and just wait for him to go by.
I have mad respect they stole a uninhabited island instead of, like, ransacking somebody's village or something.
Right.
Yeah, fuck the British.
The author George Woodbury described New Providences as no city of homes. It was a place of temporary sojourn, and refreshment for a literally floating population. This is like a floating city.
That's cool.
Continuing, the only permanent residents were the piratical camp followers, the traders, and the hangers-on. All others were transient, so nobody went there unless they were just passing through.
Or they were pirate groupies. Fucking fantastic. Pirate groupies.
In New Providence, pirates found a welcome respite from the law. Teach was one of those who came to enjoy the island's benefits. Shortly after the signing of the Treaty of Utrecht, he moved there from Jamaica,
Jesus Christ.
and along with most privateers once involved in the war, became involved in piracy.
Yar.
In 1716, Teach joined the crew of Captain Benjamin Hornigold.
No. You can pick your own name. Why are you picking Horny Gold?
Because he's got gold and, he's horny.
That's just terrible. What?
So, Horny Gold placed Teach in charge of a sloop. He had taken as a sloop he had taken as a prize. A sloop is kind of a one-masted sailboat with like a fore and an aft sail, so like two sails, and a jib, which is like the swing arm of it or whatever.
Yeah.
They were usually warships. People used them as warships back then. In 1717, Hornigold and Teach each captured a sloop each captaining a sloop set out for the mainland. They captured a boat carrying 120 barrels of flour out of Havana, and shortly thereafter took 100 barrels of wine from a sloop out of Bermuda. A few days later, they stopped a vessel sailing from Madeira to Charlestown, South Carolina. Teach and his quartermaster, William Howard, at this time struggled to control their crews. So like all pirates, like new captains, and they were struggling to like get their guys under control.
Yeah, you have to do something drastic to like make them cooperate and fall in line.
You do. It's the same thing with like work nowadays. Like you start a new job.
Yes.
Especially people like managers. You get a new manager, you're like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if I like him yet. But by then they had probably developed a taste for Madeira wine. I'll struggle with the name of that place. But
what was the wine from Barbados?
No, Madeira.
Oh.
Madeira.
M-A-D.
Madeira.
Hang on, say it again.
Madeira. Research on the fly, guys.
Madeira. Portugal.
Gotcha. So Portuguese wine.
It's an autonomous region of Portugal. It is an archipelago comprising 4 islands off the northwest coast of Africa. It is known for its namesake, wine, and warm subtropical climate.
Sounds like a cool place. I want to go there.
Pretty. Let's go live there.
So on the 29th of September, near Cape Charles, all they took from the Betty of Virginia, the ship, the Betty of Virginia, was her cargo of Madeira, or wine. That's all they took. Before they scuttled her with the remaining cargo. It was during this cruise with Hornigold that the earliest reports of Teach being a pirate were made. In a report made by Captain Matthew Month on a anti-piracy patrol for North Carolina, Thatch, or Teach, was described as operating a sloop, 6 guns, this is quote-unquote, sloop, 6 guns, and about 70 men. This is when Teach encountered Stede Bonnet, a landowner and military officer from a wealthy family who had turned to piracy earlier that year. Bonnet's crew of about 70 were reportedly dissatisfied with his command. So with Bonnet's permission, Teach took control of his ship, the Revenge.
Oh, shit. So he was like, yeah, I don't feel like dealing with these assholes anymore.
Come get them, Teach.
Take it.
The pirates' flotilla now consisted of 3 ships, Teach on the Revenge, Teach's old sloop, and Hornigold's Ranger. By October, another vessel had been captured and added to the small fleet. The sloops Robert of Philadelphia and Good Intent of Dublin were stopped on on the 22nd of October, 1717. Their holds were emptied. As a former British privateer, Hornigold attacked only his former enemies, but for his crew, the sight of British vessels filled with valuable cargo passing by unharmed became too much. And at some point toward the end of 1770, he was demoted. Talking about Hornigold. Whether Teach had any involvement in this decision is unknown, but Hornigold quickly retired from piracy. He took the Ranger and one of the sloops, leaving Teach with the Revenge and the remaining sloop. The two never met again, and, as did many other occupants of New Providence, Hornigold accepted the king's pardon. So the British king, I guess, pardoned him at the time.
What little bitch.
For his crimes.
You little bitch.
He's probably scared.
Probably.
He's like, oh god, this guy retired. He's coming to kill me.
That's just a drama. Pirate drama.
On the 28th of November, 1717, Teach's two ships attacked a French merchant vessel off the coast of St. Vincent. They each fired a broadside across its bulwarks, killing several of its crew and forcing its captain to surrender. The ship was La Concorde, a large French Guineaman, which is like a larger ship from the sloop or whatever, registered in St. Malo and carrying a cargo of slaves. So that was your big slave ship with the thing in the bottom or whatever. The ship had originally been the English merchantman Concord, captured in 1711 by a French squadron. So that hadn't been the first time that ship was been captured. It was actually French originally, and then the English captured it, and then Teach captured it. They changed hands several times in 1717. Teach and his crews sailed the vessel south along St. Vincent and the Grenadines to Bequia, where they disembarked her crew and cargo and converted the ship for their own use. The crew of La Concorde were given the smaller of Teach's two sloops, so he gave them the first ship, which they renamed Mavis Rencontre, meaning bad meeting. They're like, we're naming the ship it's bad luck.
Bad luck.
And sailed for Martinique. Teach may have recruited some of their slaves, but the remainder were left on the island and were later recaptured by the returning crew of the Mavis Rencontre. Teach renamed this bigger and better ship the Queen Anne's Revenge.
Nice.
And equipped her with 40 guns. Teach placed his Lieutenant Richards in command of Bonnet's Revenge. In late November of the year, near St. Vincent, he attacked the Great Allen, which is another ship. After a lengthy engagement, he forced the large and well-armed merchant ship to surrender. He ordered her to move closer to the shore, disembarking her crew and emptying her cargoes. Then he proceeded to burn and sink the vessel. The incident was written about in the Boston Newsletter, which called Teach the commander of 150 men, split into 3 vessels: a 32-gun French ship, a brigantine of 10 guns, and a sloop of 12 guns. On the 5th of December, 1717, Teach stopped the merchant sloop Margaret off the coast of Crab Island near Aguila. Her captain, Henry Bostock, and crew remained Teach's prisoners for about 8 hours. You imagine, like, being held for 8 hours by
I thought you were
Blackbeard.
going to say like 8 months or something. Like
Right.
8 hours ain't shit.
Right. They must have been terrified, though.
I can imagine, yeah.
And were forced to watch as their sloop was ransacked. Bostock, who had been held aboard the Queen Anne's Revenge, was returned unharmed to Margaret and was allowed to leave with his crew. So he let them go.
They're just pirates.
He returned to his base of operations on St. Christopher Island and reported the matter to Governor Walter Hamilton, who requested that he sign an affidavit about the encounter. Bostock's deposition details Teach's command of 2 vessels, a sloop and a large French Guineaman, Dutch-built, with 36 cannons and a crew of 300 men. So it's just starting to grow and grow and grow.
Yeah.
The captain believed that the larger ship carried valuable gold dust and silver plate, and a very fine cup, supposedly taken from the commander of the Great Allen.
What is it, the Holy Grail?
I don't know. That's what it made me think when I was researching it. I was like, he's got the Holy Grail.
No,
That's the Grail.
it kind of makes me chuckle because, like, he's over here and he's got, like, some crew and, like, a couple ships. And people are like, oh, he's got millions of pounds in gold and silver plates and the Holy Grail and the Ark of the Covenant and, like, the Crystal Skull. And he's just like, I just want some wine.
Yep. That's probably all he had on there.
It's like, I just want some wine, man.
Yep. He just wants to be, like, drinking.
He
and
just wants to be
shipping.
Jack Sparrow.
Yep, pretty much.
He's like, I just want some rum.
So Teach's crew had apparently informed Bostock that they had destroyed several other vessels and that they intended to sail to Hispaniola and lie in wait for an expected Spanish armada. He was going to wait on the whole armada.
Somebody did expect the Spanish Inquisition.
He was waiting on it. He was waiting on them because supposedly they were laden with money to pay the garrisons.
For the Spanish Inquisition.
For the Spanish Inquisition. Bostock also claimed that Teach had questioned him about the movements of local ships. So he was smart. Mm-hmm. This was an extremely smart man. But also that he had seemed unsurprised when Bostock told him of an expected royal pardon from London for all pirates. So I want to say that when that happened, the other guy was pardoned. Because the king just pardoned all pirates.
Mm-hmm.
Charles Johnson once said this about Captain Edward Teach, quote unquote. So our hero, Captain Teach, assumed the cognomen of Blackbeard. From that large quantity of hair, like a frightful meteor, covered his whole face, and frightened America more than any comet that has appeared there a long time. This beard was black, which he suffered to grow of an extravagant length. As to breadth, it came up to his eyes. He was accustomed to twist it with ribbons in small tails, after the manner of our Ramillies' wigs, and turn them about his ears. It does sound like Jack Sparrow, doesn't it?
He's just like putting little bows and braids and shit in his beard and
Yep.
like wrapping it around his ears. Is that what he said?
Yep, that's what he said.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Bostock's deposition describes Teach as a tall, spare, quote-unquote, tall, spare man with a very black beard, which he wore very long. It was the first recorded account of Teach's appearance, and is the source of his cognomen, or nickname. That's what that means, the cognomen. His nickname, Blackbeard. Later descriptions mention that his thick black beard was braided into pigtails, sometimes tied in with small colored ribbons. Johnson of 1724 described him as, quote-unquote, such a figure that imagination cannot form an idea of a fury from hell to look more frightening or frightful, end quote.
I bet he was just a big cuddly teddy bear.
I bet he was. I bet he was a nice guy.
I bet he was so nice. Everybody's like, he's so scary. And I'm like, oh, he's just a big teddy bear.
Yep. Whether Johnson's description was entirely truthful or embellished is unclear, but it seems likely that Teach understood the value of appearances. Better to strike fear into the heart of one's enemies than rely on bluster alone. Mm-hmm. Teach was a tall man with broad shoulders. He wore knee-length boots and dark clothing, topped with a wide hat, and sometimes a long coat of brightly colored silk or velvet. Johnson also described Teach in times of battle as wearing a sling over, quote-unquote, a sling over his shoulders, with 3 brace of pistols hanging in holsters like bandoliers, and stuck lighted slow matches under his hat, end quote.
He's so just like fabulous.
He's got like 3, belts of pistols.
Yeah, in his silk.
With like 3 pistols apiece in them, so he's got like 9 pistols.
While wearing his coat made of silk and velvet.
Yep, and a hat with like lit fuses stuck up under it.
Like, he's fucking fabulous.
Which I could see having lit fuses. I mean, that's when you're in battle.
Yeah.
Like, you just like grab one, light it, boom. Yeah. Grab one, light it, boom. Well, I mean, they were already lit, so they were already slowly burning. Mm-hmm. But and that's one of the terms they use with slow matches, which is cool. Like, it's what they used to use to fire guns.
He just sounds cool.
Yeah, he was packing, that's for sure. Mm-hmm. With a bunch of guns and fuses under his hat to fire them with.
I can imagine, like, you look up and there's this, like, tall man leaning over you with this big, long black beard, and he's got fire coming from his hat, and he's, like, covered in guns, and you're just like...
You're like, Jesus!
I will die of a heart attack right now. Thank you, sir. Good night.
Johnson described Teach this way to emphasize the fearsome appearance of Teach, or that Teach wanted to present to his enemies. So, like, this guy was telling everybody that he was like that, so everyone would be afraid of him.
I mean, like, people say that I look like an angry black lady sometimes, and I don't correct them.
Right.
I'm like, I'm not. I'm just tired, but I'm not going to let you know any different.
Right. I don't blame you. I mean, it's smart.
It's like, this isn't my resting bitch face. This is my bitch needs a rest face. Thank you from whoever I saw that from on Instagram the other day.
Right. Despite his ferocious reputation, there are no verified accounts of him ever having murdered or harmed those he held captive. So, like we said, he's just a big teddy bear.
He is. He just, like, wants your wine.
Yep.
That's it. He's like, he could be one of the wine and crime gals from Wine and Crime. Like, he's like, I just want your wine.
Yep. Edward Teach and Steve Bonnet were slowly becoming the most feared and famous pirates known to history. So it's here that I'm going to end the episode, guys. That Blackbeard's history is so long that y'all are going to have to wait and find out. I'm sorry.
More to come in 2 weeks.
Yeah, come back in a couple of weeks and learn more about the famous pirate and what he has to do with North Carolina.
Yes! Bring it on, North Kakalaki.
And don't forget, the pirate's favorite letter should be R.
But it's not.
But his home is in the sea.
Yar.
Thank you guys for listening to this episode. Thanks for... a whole year long of listening to us.
Yeah, thanks for
been there
being
since
here.
The whole year.
Yeah, especially the ones that have been here for the whole year. Like,
Yeah.
the numbers are definitely trickling up, but I know that there's some people that like listen every week, and those like
we really appreciate it.
Fans from the beginning, like, you guys are awesome. And for the people that have just joined us, we think you're awesome too. Okay,
For sure.
Don't go get your butt hurt. But like, wow, a year.
Yeah.
If those first few fans hadn't have been there those first few weeks, we would not be here today. Because
Right.
I probably would have cried
Yeah.
and like ran away. But we had a few people listen, and we were like, all right, let's keep it up.
Keep going.
And now we got a few more.
We're going to keep going with it, you guys.
And now the next time, well, actually, when you guys hear this, it will be 2024. So
Yep.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Welcome to this shit show of a year.
Yep.
I'm making no predictions, no resolutions. I want to survive.
Yep.
That's my
Same.
resolution. I'm going to try to survive and not lose my fucking mind because there's an election this year.
Yeah.
So that's fine.
Not really, but
Oh, I don't even want to start thinking about it, but they've been playing ads on TV for like at least half a year now. So
they're just going to get worse.
it's going to get worse, and the news is going to get worse. This is why I don't even like watch the news anymore, because it's too stressful.
Yeah.
It's not. I'm just going to watch the world burn.
I follow certain court cases on YouTube, but that's
Neither here nor there.
that's because I want people to be jailed.
I want them all to go to jail.
I do too.
Just give me a tribal council to like run the country, and
Yeah,
I'm good to go.
for
Like,
sure. It'd be a lot better.
It would be so much better. And people are like, oh, well, they used to like fight each other all the time. Yeah, well, we all grow as people if we allow ourselves to, okay?
Yeah.
This isn't
And
the
that's what we need to do. We
1700s.
need to grow. Like
We do. We need to keep
be
growing.
allowed to grow. Like
That's the thing, though, is
with
that
the
there's
system now, there's no
a subset of
there's
people.
no room for growing.
There's a subset of people that don't want people to grow.
Yeah.
They want them to stay stagnant and like where they're at, and it's like no, the world is
Yeah.
constantly evolving, and if you don't evolve with it, you know what's going to happen? You're going to burn up in a meteor like the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
So adapt.
Yeah.
Adapt.
Right.
Okay. Jesus.
But thank you guys for listening. We love you.
Yeah, we love you guys. Thank you for joining us. If you would like, head on over to Instagram and follow us at The Paranormal Lovers. You can head on over to YouTube and watch these videos by searching for The Paranormal Lovers in the search bar. Send us an email with a topic request or a personal story, any kind of spooky story or true crime. Send it our way.
Come by for our live stream next week,
Yeah.
maybe.
Fingers crossed. We're going to keep you guys posted and updated on Instagram. So check in over there. We should be able to stream Friday.
Should be, yeah.
Fingers crossed that the germs just stay at bay for a few more days. Jesus. And if you would like, go check out our website at theparanormallovers.com. Is that it?
I think that's
all? All right, guys. Thank you for joining us this week. Thank you for joining us for the year of 2023. And we will see you guys in 2024.
Bye.
Bye.